There's something humanity has been thinking about wrong for centuries, and a growing number of scientists now believe we might be dangerously close to discovering the truth about it. But here's the catch. If aliens ever find us first, we might not like what happens next. Stay tuned. In this video, you'll discover what would actually happen if aliens found humans tomorrow, how their first contact could completely rewrite our society, and the one disturbing possibility that almost no one talks about. So if you want to understand our place in the universe on a deeper level, make sure you watch until the very end. Now, let me show you something incredible. Most people imagine aliens discovering Earth like a Hollywood scene. Giant ships in the sky, dramatic speeches, and humanity suddenly uniting as one planet. But many scientists warn that this fantasy is not just wrong, it could be catastrophically misleading. Here's the thing. We have zero real experience with true first contact. So researchers at the places like MIT, Oxford, and NASA started building models of what an advanced civilization would logically do when it discovers a younger, volatile species. Their conclusion is unsettling. The way we picture first contact is almost certainly not how it would happen. Think of human history. When technologically advanced societies discovered less advanced ones, like Europeans arriving in the Americas, the outcome was rarely peaceful or equal. The power imbalance was absolute. Now, scale that up to a civilization thousands or millions of years ahead of us, with technology that might feel like magic. This is important, but here's where it gets even more fascinating. The biggest question isn't whether aliens exist. Statistically, with billions of planets in our galaxy, the odds strongly favor life. The real question is, if an advanced civilization finds us first, would they treat us as partners, pests, or something in between? Scientists usually group possible alien first contact scenarios into three broad categories, and each one leads humanity down a very different path. Scenario 1. The silent observers. An advanced civilization might detect Earth and then simply watch for years, maybe centuries. Why? Because if they're capable of interstellar travel, they're capable of observing us without us ever knowing. They'd track our wars, our politics, our climate, our broadcasts. We already leak radio and television signals into space, forming a faint bubble of human noise around our planet. To them, we're an open book. In this phase, they wouldn't reveal themselves, not because they're scared of us, but because they'd want to map out our behavior. How dangerous are we? Do we tend to destroy our environment? Do we attack things we don't understand? In other words, they'd be performing a risk assessment on the human species. Scenario 2. The quarantine. There's a famous idea called the zoo hypothesis. It suggests that advanced civilizations might know we're here, but choose to leave us alone. Like animals in a protected reserve. They observe, but they never interfere. From their perspective, interfering too early could disrupt our natural development. Imagine a cosmic agreement. Do not contact pre-warp civilizations. In that case, Earth could be under a kind of interstellar quarantine. We're allowed to grow, fight, evolve, and maybe destroy ourselves. But outside species agree not to step in. To them, our entire history might look like a documentary they're not allowed to edit. But let's imagine the rarest and most dramatic path. Scenario 3. Direct contact. Aliens find us and decide it's time to reveal themselves. No more hiding, no more quarantine. The first thing to break wouldn't be our technology. It would be our belief systems. Right now, almost every major worldview places humans at or near the center of the story. Religiously, philosophically, or technologically. In a single moment, that illusion collapses. We'd know with absolute certainty that we are not the most advanced minds in the universe. Psychologists have studied what happens when societies experience massive shocks to their worldview. When events like the Black Plague hit medieval Europe, or when old cosmologies were shattered by discoveries like heliocentrism, people didn't just adjust calmly. There was panic, denial, violence. Entire social systems cracked under the pressure. Now imagine a live broadcast where a clearly non-human intelligence speaks to Earth. Some people would fall into worship, others would call it a hoax, Some governments might panic and mobilize their militaries. Financial markets could crash overnight. Conspiracy theories would explode. Borders would suddenly feel meaningless. For the first time in history, humanity would be us, and the aliens would be them. But that doesn't guarantee unity. Different nations might race to establish private channels with the visitors, each trying to secure power, technology, or protection for themselves. The alien arrival wouldn't automatically unite us. It might expose every fracture line we already have. Here's the part that keeps many thinkers up at night. If aliens are advanced enough to find us intentionally, they would almost certainly understand human nature better than we do. By the time they reveal themselves, they've probably been studying us for decades. They'd know our history, our languages, our conflicts, and even our psychology. They'd see patterns in our behavior that we're too biased or too close to recognize. To them, our reactions would be predictable. They would know which nations would respond calmly, which ones would threaten violence, which leaders are likely to panic, and which ones would secretly try to strike deals. That means that the first conversation between humans and aliens wouldn't be a friendly meeting of equals. It would be an encounter where they hold nearly all the information and all the leverage. We'd be walking into a negotiation where they know our fears, our desires, and our weaknesses, while we know almost nothing about theirs. And that raises a chilling question. If they don't need our resources and they don't need our technology, what do they actually want from us? The Gardner hypothesis. Some researchers and philosophers suggest a possibility that feels more unsettling than invasion. Guidance. Not conquest, not destruction. Cultivation. This idea is sometimes called the Gardner hypothesis. Instead of wiping out younger civilizations, advanced species might quietly steer them. They might introduce ideas, technologies, or crises at just the right moments to push a species in a particular direction, toward stability, toward usefulness, or toward something we can't even imagine. In that scenario, first contact isn't a single moment. It's a process that may have already started without us realizing it. Strange bursts of radio noise, sudden leaps in our own technology, or unexplained phenomena in our skies might not be random at all. They could be the cosmic equivalent of a gardener trimming branches, adding fertilizer, or deciding which plants get to grow. The part most people miss is this. If aliens find us and choose to help, their definition of help might have nothing to do with our survival, freedom, or happiness. It might be about fitting us into whatever grand pattern they care about. We'd still feel like we're in control of our destiny, while the real decisions are being made far above our understanding. So here's what we do know. If aliens ever find humans first, the impact won't just be technological. It will be psychological, political, and existential. Our myths, our borders, our confidence in our own importance. All of it would be tested in a way we've never experienced before. What we don't know is whether anyone out there has already noticed us, or how many civilizations before us have gone through the same moment of discovery and what happened to them afterward. Now, here's my question for you. If aliens found us tomorrow, do you think they'd want to help humanity, control us, or simply study us from a distance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The best ones might end up in a future community post. If mysteries like this fascinate you, subscribe to Anova for more journeys into the unknown.